You are a rocket scientist. Here's your rocket. You want to send this rocket to NASA, but you can't fly it there. You have to send it through mail. The best way to do that would be to disassemble your rocket into its smaller components. So here's the tail piece, here is the mid piece, and here is the head piece. Inside these packages, you want to include the disassembly and assembly information so that when NASA gets it, they'll know how to reassemble it into its full form. And on these packages, you probably want to have the address of NASA. So when the post office receives these packages, they can just read off the address and know that it's going to go to NASA. When the post office sends it off, they are going to decide that the best route to do that would be through the routes with the least amount of traffic. So maybe they don't want to send all three packages on the same route. They want to send it through all three different routes, so it's less taxing on the delivery guy. So these three packages, because they go through different routes with varying traffics, they might arrive at the destination in a different order. Let's say the tail piece is here, the mid piece is here, and the head piece is here. But luckily, you've included the assembly and disassembly information in these packets so that NASA can rebuild it into its full form. Now, the Internet's Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, nicknamed TCP IP Suite, works in a lot of the same ways. So let's say you have computer designated name A and computer designated B, and you want to send a file from point A to point B. And you have the common file is a pretty large file. So the best way to do that would be to divide the file into three components, or as many components as it is needed, and the transmission control protocol does that. So you have three smaller files here, and the TCP will assign each file a value so that when it gets to its destination, the destination knows how to reassemble the packets into your file. And when you disassemble it, the Internet Protocol assigns each packet a destination, which is the IP address. So the version of the postal service in this scenario would be your router. So you have a router, and your computer sends the packets through the router, and the router would read off the IP address and knows to send it to computer B. And like monitoring the traffic that the postal office did, it's going to want to send these packets through the least amount of traffic possible. So these three packets would probably go through other routers across the internet with less amount of traffic, and when it arrives there, it's gonna arrive in different orders. So maybe it arrives in order 3, 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3. And yeah, but luckily the transmission control protocol will have included in it the order, so the destination will know how to reassemble it into its original form, your file that you sent.